Because when I took 820 bucks and turned it into 450 million in 8 years in a declining market, I realized, and kids, you're not going to believe this or understand it, it ain't that hard. It just ain't that hard.
And there was a 2-star general that was pinning something on my chest, and he said, you know, if you were in the real world, Danny, that's what they used to call me, I was a lieutenant, you could probably get rich. And a light bulb went off over my head. I'd never thought of that before. I didn't know how much $1 million was, except for about that same time frame. One of the other young officers inherited $1.4 million, and he was buying all the officers' drinks in the officers' club. And I said, well, why is John buying us all drinks? He says, he just inherited $1 million. And I said, write it down for me. I'm 22 years old. And he put it with the zeros. I go, I didn't know how many zeros $1 million had. And then the general said that if you went out in the real world, Dan, you could probably make a lot of money. I then, within a week, I took action. I reversed my paperwork. I just put in paperwork to be a permanent military forever. And I reversed it to get out. I got out 5-6 months later. I came back, went back to school where I had to get special permission because I had flunked out 3 times out of university. And then I graduated ultimately with honors. And I wanted to go where the action was. And the action in those days, and this was in 1972, was on Wall Street. So I went to work for a Wall Street firm, and I was really good at it. 1, I was a good salesman. 2, I had learned to be articulate, and I had already self-confidence and self-esteem. And so those are a great combination for an investment banker in the early 70s. Most parents aren't capable of creating high-performance kids, unless you're Andrew Agassi and Steffi Graf. I mean, those kids are going to be high performance in one way or another because they're both world champions. But ask yourself about your parents. I already know the answer. And so self-esteem is the bedrock of high performance. It's the bedrock of everything. And it's the least thing that is taught in schools. So, you are who you hang around with. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. The first self-esteem is built the first 7 or 8 years of life. Who are you around the first 7 or 8 years of life? Mom, maybe dad, older brother, uncle, a grandmother, right? What the hell do they know about building self-esteem? They don't know anything. And now, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Who do you go hang with? Who do you chill with? And he and I, we disagree about a few things, but Bill Gates doesn't hang. Steve Jobs, who I knew, didn't chill. Warren Buffett doesn't hang. Elon Musk doesn't hang. And I can go down the list of people that don't hang. But very few people are happy with what they're doing. And if you want to build self-esteem, deal with people that have high self-esteem. Now, it's not likely Elon Musk is going to have coffee with you. Maybe. It's not likely that Warren Buffett's going to have coffee with you. The Rotary, Toastmasters. You only have one time to make a first impression. The first impression is how you look. Now, I already know how I look, and you know how I look as well. Second impression is when you open your mouth. Most of you, with the greatest respect, can't speak properly. You stutter, you mumble, you sweat, and I can go on, and I'm describing most of the people in this room. I've learned to like the hot lights because I want to convey my message. So you go where there are people that you want to be like. You find somebody that is, and my whole basis is mentorship. Find somebody that is where you want to be 20 or 30 years from now, and go to him or her now.